Hello. For the career profile assignment, I chose Family Life Educator for the Nurturing Parenting courses. I chose an example organization for Catholic Charities. It's a local organization here where I live in Pueblo, Colorado. Of course, they're all over the place, but we do have a local chapter here that offers the Nurturing Parenting courses. The work environment, Catholic Charities is a nonprofit organization, so my hours would vary depending on the number of classes I taught. Those classes are typically going to be work nights and weekends, just to allow accessibility for parents, people who need the classes. So definitely we'll be working some odd hours. There would be some flexibility, although if I was the only teacher, if there was a co-teacher, we kind of switch off and take turns. If I'm the only teacher, it would be pretty rigid, and me needing to be there for every single class. Probably, not want to do any cancellations unless there was an absolute emergency. But I would have some independence to teach the curriculum. It's a really great curriculum, but I would be able to adapt it a little bit to fit the needs of my students. Childcare is often provided for the parents taking the class, so if I needed to, I'm sure I could take my kids there as well. Hopefully they'd be at home with dad, but it's nice to know that that's an option as well. Typical stressors, it's going to depend on who you are, what your personality is. For me personally, working with people with really diverse backgrounds and cultures and levels of education would be an awesome opportunity, but could be somewhat stressful, just trying to meet such a wide variety of needs. Depending on the number of students in my class and kind of what they're working with. So there would definitely be some just stress there, making sure I'm able to fulfill that job as much as I want. It's also not a very well paying job, so financial stress is a definite possibility. This isn't a career that would be well suited for single family income. Definitely something I'd want to do to supplement our income. And it would also require odd hours, which is why I would prefer to work part-time rather than full-time. Full-time would be a lot of nights a week away from home and also weekends. So that would also, of course, affect the salary and the income. And I would also end up doing quite a bit of work outside of the classroom, just preparing and planning for classes. A lot of that would be unpaid. So there is definitely the salary to consider, but I think it's worth it for such a desperately needed career, especially in this area. So the typical benefits, while working part-time, there's going to be limited to no benefits. It is a nonprofit organization, so the resources are going to be based on, the charitable donations made by people in our community, also federal grants. So how much of the budget is available is going to vary depending on kind of where the grant situation is, what the donation situation is. So for that reason, there's going to be limited to no benefits if I'm working part-time. Even working full-time, the benefits are not going to be anything to write home about, but there should be a little bit. Common job tasks. Teaching parenting classes obviously is kind of the main job. Along with that, I'm going to be answering a lot of questions about parenting, also trying to adapt parenting styles for different cultures and different needs. Also going to be helping prepare parents from really diverse background and situations. Now, the Nurturing Parenting program in our area fits a wide variety of needs. We have some classes for teen parents, we have classes for men who are incarcerated, some co-parenting classes for after divorce. So, there's some, I think, for parents of troubled teens. So there's a wide variety of types of parents and also types of children that these classes would be designed to help and teach. Let's see here. Okay, and so education requirements. Now, the most important thing is the Family Nurturing Center training that is required to teach any classes through Family Nurturing Center. But in addition to that, a bachelor's degree and a Family Life Educator certification would definitely be helpful and help me stand out from any other applicants. Now, the starting salary, like I touched on a little bit earlier, isn't going to be that great. We're usually going to start between $20,000 and $35,000 a year. Because it is a nonprofit and their budgets are limited, it probably wouldn't get much higher than that. And that would be a full-time position. So if you're working part-time, it's going to be even less. So it definitely has to be a career of passion, something you love to do. I couldn't really think of any miscellaneous career information. It's pretty self-explanatory, and all the information I received was from PuebloCharities.org. So I hope that answers your questions.